Now to the new project from Elle Key and her husband. That would be Emmy winner Keegan-Michael Key. I like that. About their love of sketch comedy. So you probably remember Key from his sketch show with partner Jordan Peele and the musical land of Schmigadoon. I love that show. He also helped out then President Obama at the 2015 White House Correspondents' Dinner playing his anger translator. Remember this too.
Focus on billionaire donors creates real problems for our democracy.
And that's why we're running for a third term.
No, we're not.
We're not?
No.
Who the hell said that?
Oh, man. The couple's new book is a history of sketch comedy, a journey through the art and craft of humor. So this book includes original essays from comedy giants like Mel Brooks, Carol Burnett, Chris Rock. Elle Key and her husband, that would be Emmy winner, Keegan-Michael Key, join us both. Hello, Elle Key and your husband.
Good morning, Vlad.
Welcome. I know it's so hard because this book is part memoir, part history.
Yeah.
I know it's a combination of all sorts of things. Part what's happening in real life. But I want to start because there's a line in the book where you say, Keegan, that comedy is really, I want to get this right, not just part of your profession, but part of your soul.
Yes.
That stood out to me. How so?
It's part of how I breathe, and the biggest thing I think for me is that it's how it affects other people.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you're giving joy to others and you're sharing joy with others. You know.
And comedy brought you two together, sort of, kind of, Elle, wouldn't you say? How so? Because you have a background, too, in comedy.
Yeah, I grew up in a very funny family that liked to tell good, hard jokes, we call them, like jokes with setups and punchlines. And as a kid, was lucky enough to spend some time in the Catskills and saw some pretty amazing comedy greats. And then worked on a sketch show in college, been working in the industry a long time. And when we first met, we were talking about things that we both liked in humor and talking about projects that we liked and what we liked about them and how we had similar senses of humor and liked certain turns or certain things that went a certain way or wordplay.
Yeah.
And the two of us kind of just geeked out on the science of comedy at the very first, like, real meeting.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that's what I love about this book, too. And, Gayle, you said it. I mean, you said, Elle, that it will help readers gain a deeper appreciation, a deeper understanding of comedy. And we were talking in the green room. I was saying to you both that as a child, I used to love watching Jack Benny, who is featured in the book.
Right.
That great bit where a mugger approaches him and says, "Your money or your life," and Benny, like, is... I'm thinking, right?
I'm thinking.
You used to like Jack Benny?
Oh my gosh, Gayle! I mean, we were geeking out
I was
over
just telling
that.
him I couldn't believe
Saturday
it.
mornings.
Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. You watch Abbott and Costello.
Oh my gosh!
And you draw a direct line from that. You say that Jack Benny created this persona. He valued his money more than his life. He was cheap. You draw a direct line to Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon in this long-running feud that they have, which I didn't know was a bit. Even the statement, Elle, that they give you for the book, I asked you in the green room, I said, was this a bit or is that a real statement?
It's a real statement. It's a real statement. Well, it wasn't, he didn't come up with it, right? He was in response.
It was in response to his colleague,
Fred
Fred Allen.
So Fred Allen made a joke about it, and he was like, fine, you want to pretend I'm cheap? I'm going to play I'm cheap, and I'm going to get back at you by saying, not only, I'm going to embrace it, and he'd made it his own.
So that's what's in this book,
Yes.
these lessons.
Yeah, what do you want people to know about sketch comedy? Because I'm not sure people really understand. You tell a great story in the book about when you were little and you heard your dad laugh at Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
First time you heard him.
The first time I heard
you
my
heard him
dad
laugh,
really belly
yeah.
laugh was at Eddie Murphy. And during a sketch where Eddie Murphy was doing an impersonation of Stevie Wonder.
I remember that,
and
yes.
it was, do you remember that sketch?
Yes,
Of course we do.
Because it's like, is that inappropriate? Is that inappropriate? Is that okay to do? But you knew I want to do that. Sketch comedy is what? What is it exactly?
I think part of it is that it's one of the shorter art forms, and the fact that that you can tell a whole story, a beginning, a middle, and an end, in 3 to 5 minutes is really an extraordinary thing. And it's an art form that's different than anything else we see. You know, TV shows are an hour, movies are 2 hours, but there's something about the digestible morsel that is a sketch.
I like, too, what you all talk about race, putting the race in race. You've got one thing about calling all colors and the importance of that.
Yeah, that was good.
Don't you like
Yeah,
how
I did.
you go white, 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 Desi Arnaz, white, 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 Flip Wilson, white, 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 Dave Chappelle. What is the point you all are making there, Elle?
That the comedy for so long has been very, very, let's say,
Vanilla.
Everyone kind of fit in the same lane.
Yes.
And so that along the way, there have been these little kind of pops of different kinds of people from different perspectives. And right now, more and more, certainly with the internet and all the people that can put out content, we're getting content from
all different perspectives.
But Gayle, you said something interesting. You said that, oh, is that inappropriate? You write that you want to write comedy where people go, that's too much. I can't handle that.
I can't believe they went there.
I can't believe they went there.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Do you like that kind of comedy, Gayle? When you see,
Yes,
you're like,
yes, I actually
you do, yeah.
But you say anything is fair game in comedy as long as what?
As long as you come at it at the right angle. And sometimes that's the work, that's the craft in the journey of the art and craft of humor. The craft is finding the right way into a joke. Because you can make anything funny. You can talk about religion, you can talk about politics, as long as you find, and it takes a while, but as long as you find the right way in, the right angle.
I like what you talk about Key and Peele. You said you guys are bonded for life, that you will always be very tight, because that gave us some of the best humor.
Oh my gosh.
I still like
Mr.
Garvey to this day.
Mr. Garvey is our hero.
One of the things that we talk about in the book is that Mr. Garvey, one of the reasons why it's so popular is it's a sketch that has a game in it.
Yes.
And the game is to try to figure out what he's going to say and try to, oh, I know what D-nice means, or I know what this, and get ahead of it.
Yes.
And we both have a huge affinity for sketches that have some kind of game that you get to figure out, so the audience at home goes, wait, I figured it out, I know what the next thing is, and that's the fun part.
But I'm curious, how would Mr. Garvey say Vlad? How would Mr. Garvey say Klaus?
Oh, you mean Vlad? Vlad Kilaus?
How would he say Vlad?
Is Vlad Kilaus up in here?
Okay, I like it. They said I gotta go. How would he say Tony and Nate? Then I'm going.
Tony, how to say Tony and Nate?
Yeah.
You mean Nate? Tony and Nate?
Thank you, Elle Key.
That's your new nickname.
And her
Nate.
husband, Nate.
Nate.
The History of Sketch Comedy is on sale now, wherever you like to buy your books.